Sanbanani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Sibongile and the Dlaminis. So guys, this episode starts off with Ukuzwayo, Ugoge kahle, guys, looking all good. And Uvelep is like, Aibo, we are happy, like, where are you off to? Like, looking this good. Anyway, Kuzwayo talks about, that he is on his way to go and see Ondana wakhe. And Uvelepi keeps asking Kuzwayo, ukuthi, bo, like, are you sure ukuthi lo muntu okhuluma ngaye ukuthi ukhona ukuthi like it's not someone you're talking about that doesn't exist? Ukuzwayo decides to give Uvelepi a clue ukuthi who is this person akhuluma ngaye. He goes on to say ukuthi lo sisi emkhuluma naye emkhuluma ngaye we are close nomndeni wakhe and she stays with her brother. So obviously, guys, that is such a simple clue because Uvelepi catches it to ukuthi there's only one family that they are close to, and usamke uhlala nobhuti wakhe. So she says usamke. Once she says usamke's name, Ukuzwayo starts blushing, you guys. Ukuzwayo phela izolo was ready angithi ubhalise Uvelepi a letter. So manje sekatshela Uvelepi ukuthi hey wena phansi wangenisa enkingeni because that Zulu that you are writing in that letter ayiqondile nje. So ngelakhi-ke by the time you wanted to give ubhuti kaSamke leya ncwadi, ubhuti kaSamke was angazi ukuthi kuthiwa he went emadadeni or somewhere like that. But listen, Ukuzwayo in his mind he is an engaged man and he's ready to marry uSam wakhe. I get, guys, but you can see what Uvelep is looking concerned with the Lentangi because she has seen Usamke when she comes around. Usamke normally comes around for Ubabu Vuma, not for Ukuzwayo. Anyway, guys, we see Uchabu Sekopo, and he is at Ubabu Vuma's house. When I saw him there, I was just like, Uchabu Funan Lan. I'm showing Kringa up his sleeve because Uchabu is such a better person. At this point, I can't believe that I really wanted Sibongile actually no Chabu. At this point, I'm just like, Chabu is just a sick guy that needs help and he needs healing. Anyway, Ubabu Vuma goes on to say, like unjani umntanam laphayana, like how's my child doing kulela Tebu or in Pietermaritzburg, wherever they are at. Uchabu goes on to say ukuthi ubaba uyakhumbula ukuthi bengitheni ngabantu that I give amabhasari to or abantu engisebenza nabo, like do you remember what I had said about them? Babu Vuma goes on to agree and says, like ngiyakhumbula wena wathi ukuthi you started this bursary for smart kids, ingane that are smart from disadvantaged backgrounds, and you said ukuthi uSibongile is a perfect fit because uzimisele. Jabu goes on to say ukuthi baba, that's the thing, uSibongile was Begayi. She was the perfect beneficiary for this bursary. Uvuma goes on to say like she was, like what do you mean ukuthi she was? Like uthini manje, like wenze njani manje? Chabu goes on to say phela baba indodakazi yakho ibuyelene nanomfana wakwaDlamini. Oh, Ubabu Vuma is so surprised and it's like umfana wakwaDlamini futhi, like again, like we are talking about Ukwayendo again. Hey guys, one thing about the guy abazokhuza ngaye, that will be the guy that your heart will say ukuthi ngifuna yena kanye lona. So Uchabu goes on to say ukuthi yayibona lento engiyishoyo, she's even slacking emsebenzini, she's not doing her job well, like abasangandegi, like emsebenzini awuqedi umsebenzi wakhe, nama-producer emsebenzini abazi ukuthi like they don't know what to do with her. But Ubabu Vuma is in disbelief because this does not sound like Sibongile. He's like, ow. Jabu goes on to say uyabona-ke into afocuse kuyona njengamanje uthando nje. Uvuma's like Sibongile, yazi nzima, like ayikho into engayikhulumanga nale ngane. Like I sat this child down ngamtshela like, hey manje hayi ngeke kodwa like yalahla ithuba elingaka le ngane, like yo, like he's in disbelief, shame, and I feel sorry for Ubabu Vuma because I mean Ujabu is only like Jabu's so cruel, you guys. If he doesn't get things his way, he starts doing funny things. Was he not the one who said to Sibongile Izoluchi, why was Sibongile telling him that she's in a relationship with Ukwenjo because Basem Sebenzi and Bazo Sebenza and whatnot? Like, yes, I've said with Sibongile needs to focus on her studies, but I don't think she's been slacking at work. He has never had that conversation with her, by the way. So before he has that conversation with Babuaike, the decent thing, if he really cared about Usbongile, he would have had a conversation with her first. Ayike we see igcina i-meeting kagcina noNelly. They are out and about at a restaurant, and uNelly is asking ukuthi like, what are you gonna do with all of these wigs? So uGcina goes on to say ukuthi she's planning to sell these wigs so she can help her aunt out endlini. So uNelly goes on to say ukuthi hey, kusho ukuthi kunzima-ke, like it really is hard, but like I understand this sister, like you're going to pull out of this. Then uGcina asks uNelly, she says, awusho Nelly, was I that bad of a person? Uyambona ukuthi uNelly asaba shame ukuphendula lo mbuzo because she's not sure, is it a trap or what? But anyway, she says like, mina, like all I can say as is Sebenzi, we all knew ukuthi sidlalele kude kunawe. The attitude bosinikeza yona, like it made us wonder ukuthi ngempela siwenzeni for you to give us like such an attitude. She goes on to say, you can see us feeling uncomfortable by what uNelly is telling her, like hearing the reality of the person you are. It seems like she can't take it. And then she goes on to say to uNelly, yazi Nelly, kuzomele ngihambe. And then uNelly catches on which she wants to go because she's feeling uncomfortable about the conversation. uNelly says this to ukuthi please don't go. Like, uyazi ukuthi like umuntu uyafunda emaphutheni akhe, like everyone makes mistakes, and if a person is willing, they can learn from emaphutheni akhe. She goes on to say ukuthi yazi Gcina, when I think about like lento vusa abwenze yona, instead of up defend, he hid behind his mother instead of uvusi being indoda ati man up ati have balls nyana. He decided ukuthi atashe and put all the blame on you. Like, how could he shift all the blame on you? Ngathi yazi uNelly is dropping balls because as much as I was like, I want uGcina to suffer for the consequences of the stuff she did, I also felt like it was not fair on uvusi to throw everything at uGcina, considering the fact that they're not boyfriend and girlfriend because they are married. They said through thick and thin to one another, through hardships and through good times. And now when it's hardships, he decides to side with his family just to keep his CEO position. Manje, where is the CEO position? Because hambanje. Basically, basically it's gone already because unjengaye already made people vote, so Uvus is no longer CEO. So what, like, was it really worth it? It was not, you guys. So anyway, uGcina says ngiyabonga Nelly. Nelly goes on to say ukuthi I know you're going through a lot being ala uyihamba le ndlela nawe. I know it's tough. I thought that was such a considerate thing to do because sometimes like I don't understand what uGcina is going through. And I feel like it's such a nice thing for uNelly to bypass everything that uGcina has done to her, the attitude she has shown them, and still want to be there for uGcina, considering that no one wants to be there for uGcina. Anyway, uGcina, then they talk, have another conversation. uGcina asks uNelly ukuthi like, did you always want to be Sebenzi? Dlamini. Then uNelly says no, she had to choose between chasing her dreams and putting food on the table for her family, but she always wanted to be a flight attendant. So uGcina goes on to open up ukuthi unzima phela anginalo nesenti in my name. Like, that means we all have a story to tell. Manje ulokhuzana uNelly's like surprised ukuthi like you don't have akakushiyelanga imali uvusi. Uplina goes on to say, Wuti Pella, they did not get married in community of property, guys. Yeah, you see these things of marrying into rich families. The families make sure, Wuti, their sons, guys, they make sure their sons have prenup and they make sure they don't get married in community of property so that msa izinto azilungi. You will be out, guys. Like the day you came in, next, you will leave nama weave name nje. And how far can those things take you? But anyway, unokhuzana uThina doesn't even have a sense to a name. She never ever, she goes on to say, ukuthi, bona nje, like, I never would have thought ukuthi mina, I would have been out of the Dlamini mansion. She didn't even think of it, ali business, guys, or put money aside for herself. Next, yeah, I really hope she learns from her lessons. Anyway, guys, we see Usibongile. Usibongile comes into her dorm, into a room eresi, and uthola uZama. She goes on to tell uZama excitingly that basically yena noKwenzo, they are back together, and she tells uZama ukuthi she has a feeling ukuthi this time around izinto zizohamba kahle. She is so excited. She's like, Zama bona, like Sibongile noKwenzo. Like, she's so happy. Shame you can see ukuthi her heart always wanted to be noKwenzo. But I don't know, Sibongile, are you right in saying, Wuti, you've got a feeling that this time around things will go well? Because I don't think so. Anyway, right after that, guys, we see uKwenzo. He goes and see Ubaba Vuma. May have figure at Ubaba Vuma's yard. Ufika Ubaba Vuma, he's fixing the car, and Uvelepi is standing next to him. Ushukuthi bayaxoxa. So when Uvelepi sees uKwenzo outside, she then says to Ubaba Vuma ukuthi bengishiya bandla. Ubaba Vuma goes on to respond, and he says, cha hlala lana, uyena lo ongahlali. Then he looks at uKwenzo and he's like, imihlona Yakob. Wenzo says, Babu Mbambo, bengisacela ukuthi usiphe an opportunity to talk. Basically, he's asking for Ubaba Vuma that he must give them like privacy without Uvelepi there. But Ubaba Vuma is not budging, you guys. Uvuma goes on to say, ufunani wena la wambambo, like ufunani. And he's looking so irritated, guys. Kwenzo goes on to say, Babu Mbambo, ngiyayithanda indodazi yakho. Uvuma goes on to say, uyazizwa ukuthi uthini, like mina, like uyazizwa. Wento goes on to say, yebo baba ngiyazizwa, ingakho I came here to ask you to give me the opportunity to prove to you that I am a good person for Usibongile. Ngiyacela Babu Mbambo. Vuma says, looks at him like uqedile. As he said uqedile, Babu Vuma uParamatulisi wakhe, he is closing the collar phambili, and basically he's like, are you done? Huh? And then he says, Uvelepi, ungakhohlwa sidla fish namhlanje. Uvuma then says, opens his car and then gets in and he says, angiyena umngani wengane mina. Leaves like that, drives off his car nje kanjani. Leaves uKwenzo like that. Manje uKwenzo and Uvelepi is left there at that awkward situation. Listen, as I said, Ujabu is ahead and uKwenzo seems behind. So Sibongile, it doesn't look like things are gonna go well or that easy this time around. We see Samke comes wambambo and unokhuzana Uvelepi sees her and she's like, oh, bofuna umalume bengifuna ukutshela ukuthi umalume usanda kuphuma manje. And Samke is confused ukuthi why, like why would I be looking for ukhuzwayo? So Samke says, no, bengifuna ubaba wakho ngimphathele isikhafutina ini Watwati. So unokhuzana Uvelepi is looking confused. She's like, "Hayi boy, yazi umalume ungitshelile ukuthi the two of you are basically engaged and he's going to ask your hand in marriage." uSamke is like, "Ah man, ungamnaki loyana." She continues talking about ubaba uvuma ukuthi umphekeleni in. I'm just like, Samke, the way you are treating this so lightly that time ulokhuzana ukhuzwayo is like over the moon. And I blame her for that because Ukuzwayo, yes, he always liked the guys, but she did give him the green light. Hey, anyway, we see Ukuzwayo getting to Istola Siga Samke Melangena. He's like, Sam wami. And then he says to her, I heard you've been bongifuna, you've been looking for me. Uphukuzwayo wami, sengifikile ke. Usamke goes on to say, waze wathatha isikhathi sakho nawe ke. You can see she's annoyed. She goes on to say, Kuzwayo, like, what game are you playing? Like, why mengihambe estradeni abantu are congratulating me? And then Kuzwayo goes on to say, yabazi abantu ukuthi like they like talking ukuthi abantu bayathanda nje ukukhuluma ini. So samkeza like, oh, so vele wena uyavuma ukuthi you've been giving people something to talk about. Ulokhuzana Kuzwayo goes on to say, yeah, ngiyazi ukuthi mina nawe besingakavumelani nosuku nje. So Samke looks at him and she's like, usuku lwani? Like, what gate, you know? So Kuzwayo catches on with usamke akekho lapho. And then he says, manje lo gesi nguzwayo. And then Usamke goes on to say, Mina, when I spoke to you about ugesi, I was speaking to you load shedding. Like, Mina, I've got nothing to offer for you. I have nothing to offer you. I don't have feelings for you. In that way, I can only offer you friendship. When have you never seen a female friendship? Your shame you can Kuzwayo is crushed. Usamke just walks out because she's irritated, guys. Because you know one thing about a guy who you don't like that is going around telling people who valela my channel he's going to ruin this thing anayo novum. So I get why she's irritated. But anyway, Kuzwayo's streams have just been crushed. Lastly, guys, we see Sibongile. She is at the cafeteria at university with Uzama bayadla laphayana when Uvuma decides to pitch up by the race, you guys. So Uzama, Uzama Sibongile ubona Uzama ephakama and she's like, why are you getting up? Phela Uzama, where she's sitting, she could see Babu Mbambo. So she gets up in respect, like kind of leaving, but you could even see Babu Mbambo, like he's not okay. Yo Sibongile turns back, she's like, ubewa yini? Like, ubewa yini lana baba? Like, you know, like, what are you doing here? Like, I'm surprised, you know? And Ubabu Vuma goes on to say, ngibewa imkhubo yakho. I need to wena, you've become a rebel now. Sibongile is like, imkhuba yam, like, what are you saying? Baba, like, what are you trying to say? Babu Vuma goes on to say, buga manje, ustadisa phansi kwa like we are back to point A. Umfana wakwamwelase ufikile. He came and basically he told me that he is taking away the bursary and the internship because basically when I was patanga kahle. Usibongile is like, utheni? She is so surprised and so confused at the same time because he, like a rebel. She's confused with what is going on, guys. That is the recap of the latest episode of Sibongile and Dlaminis. And I so wish Sibongile can find another person that can just let her live her life, because Uchabu is going to always want to control her. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.